So, happy afternoon, everybody. It's just gone past 4 o'clock on Good Friday, the April the 10th. Welcome to Talking Bollocks Part 15. I should think there's probably none of you watching right now live because I hope that you're managing to get some sun somewhere out there. I have earrings in, a bit of lippy, and a lovely dress on. It is Frock Friday. I've already posted, I've changed my profile pictures, I had a little bit of social media fun, and I am wearing the frock for today. Let's have a look. So, yep, spotty frock for today, and with the obligatory cycling shorts underneath, because I am just that kind of chick. I actually have worn this frock to a few gigs, and I normally wear it with Converse or Dr. Martens. Because if you know anything about live gigs, they're probably, or Vans or some sort of shoe like that, they're the safest shoe to wear. Yeah, thanks to kids and gigs, I hardly ever wear heels anymore. I'm just good with being this short. I took myself and my frock to Sainsbury's local, down the road. Had to queue for about 20 minutes, which was cool, which was kind of nice because it was in the shade, so it didn't feel quite so bad. I have had a look in the mirror and I've got a bit red. I don't know if you can see that, despite the fact that I had sunblock on. My body's like, yes, we're getting some sun. Yeah, I got a fair few looks in Sainsbury's actually, which was quite funny. Yeah, clearly I know it's Frock Friday. Clearly other people don't quite know it's for Frock Friday. So I had a few looks, and yeah, I think I brightened up the main road for a bit, or not. Probably didn't help that I was also dancing to some banging 90s tracks that I had on my Spotify playlist. Yeah, so I went to Sainsbury's and it was pretty okay. I think I've got over the stress of going to the smaller supermarkets. I haven't done a big shop yet, because I don't want to. It all seems a bit too much. We have enough food until next week, and then we do actually have an Iceland delivery coming on Tuesday. I also dropped off some grapes and bananas to somebody. Hang on a minute, I'll be back in a second. The cat just wants to go out the bedroom. There we go, Pudding. I'm still here. I shall be back in a second. Yeah, so I dropped off some grapes and bananas and left them on a doorstep for a friend. And so, you know, she's in the category of vulnerable, which is over 70. And then what else have I been doing? I've been laying in the garden. This morning, we've got some gin that for some reason none of us sort of really like. So what we've done with the gin is we've put the gin in, or rather that's me this morning. While everyone was asleep, I put gin into, they're about this big, so they're your own popsicle makers, that they've got silicone bodies in a popsicle shape, and they've got a lid that stays on quite well actually, so I've made gin pops, so I'm looking forward to having a couple of those later. Last night we had a Zoom meeting for Samurai School, which is Tsunami Yodokan, because obviously none of us are meeting at the moment, so we've got to do it online, and that was quite nice. It's nice to catch up with people. And today I've just been potting about really, apart from Frock Friday. I did some reading this morning. Mark, Tattoo Mark, who actually did the Onabagation on my leg, which is a female samurai warrior. You might as well actually have a look. Did that whole tattoo. He suggested a series of books called The First 10 of the Girl in the Box, and subsequently I think it's up to 36 now, which I've been reading for quite a long time now, but I really like it. It's sort of sci-fi, metahumans, gods are actual gods, and yeah, it's quite good. I get Kindle Unlimited, so I read it on my phone, on my Kindle, and it's about metahumans, and these humans often don't know that they're metahumans until they turn 18, and then they manifest their powers, and they all have extra taste, sights, all the senses, and then they also have extra powers, and the particular main character is a succubus. So it's quite interesting reading, and I'm on book, I think, 33. I can never remember, but yeah, I really got into this series. I'm reading a couple other books, but they're more books to dip in and out of, really. So I've done a bit of reading in the garden, hung up a bit of washing. I'm going to do a guitar lesson later, and I've got a house party with a couple of friends later as well. I'm going to watch at 7 o'clock. I'm going to watch Alex from, who is Wonk Unit, the lead singer, and, you know, Mr. Wonk, on TNS Records at 7 o'clock for acoustic for an hour. And tomorrow is WSO Isolation Fest, so I'm going to dip in and out because there's particular people I want to watch, but I also want to like to explore, but it is running for 12-13 hours tomorrow. So I think I'm going to sort of make sure I see the people that I really want to see and then dip in, but I might do some watch parties. So if you see a watch party coming up and it's from me, then it's WSO Isolation Fest. Also, over the weekend, I know James is releasing Cult DIY, that's KULT DIY, radio, which he usually does once a week, and he's back on it, and there looks like some really interesting bands to listen to from there, which will be really cool. And I hope you're all okay. It's sort of weird because, I don't know, I think, you know, this is the third week and longer for a lot of people, and then beginning of next week we'll be going into the fourth week. So it's quite weird that it feels like we're almost getting used to this now. I know it's incredibly sad that there's been more deaths and you know, especially those from the NHS staff. Come on, fucking Tories, sort it out, you dickheads. But the everyday living this is just, I think it's amazing how the norm becomes the norm very quickly, and that's good and bad as well. So for some people that the being the norm, this being, it's kind of like a weird state of mind, isn't it? But I think everybody goes up and down with it. It's one of those things where it's kind of, you know, something else gets cancelled, or you're like, oh yeah, that's not going to happen now. I was supposed to be going this Sunday to see Knife Club, who are a band who have actually, I think it was beginning of last week actually, or maybe the week before, actually came out and said who they were because it had all been a secret. I was supposed to be going to see them, I think, in Kingston, so that's been I don't know if that's postponed or cancelled or what it is, but, you know, I mean, in the scheme of things, I am missing the gigs. I'm missing saying hello to everybody at gigs. I'm missing going to see my friends. I'm even missing work a little bit. Some colleagues at work anyway. But it is that thing of, you know, we're going into the fourth week and it starts to feel quite normal in a weird way. I mean, this is gig season for a lot of us, and it's a nice way. Gigs are a nice way to dig in and out of social lives as well. I mean, I'm really extrovert, so for me, it's just, you know, it feeds me. But for other people's, they're not so much. But a gig is, you can have as much of a gig as you want, if that makes sense, or you can have as little of it as you want, because you know, you can get involved, say hello to everybody, or you can just watch the bands and stay a little bit to yourself and move on from that. So I'm also kind of missing the cinema. There was quite a few things that I wanted to see, and obviously they're closed too. I wonder what's going to happen with all the releases, whether they're going to release them in order, or whether they're going to put some releases, hold some back. I mean, cinema, I mean, obviously, I don't miss cinema on a day like this so much, but cinema is something that I really enjoy doing with the children and with other people too. I mean, it's really cool in a way that the things, life that you didn't think could be online is. But I am actually missing the actual physicality of life. The bits where, you know, at a gig where you see a friend and there are certain friends that give amazing hugs, Claire and Alistair, and they give amazing hugs, and lots of other people, you know, give hugs as well, and they're really heartfelt and meant, and you know, there is a lot less touching because the kids keep telling me to go away. No, they don't really. But you know what I mean, you know, those everyday physicality things have been removed a little bit, and I wonder how mentally that will have an effect in a few months' time. I do feel sorry for those people that are stuck inside, in isolation, in lockdown with their abusers. Always know, if you send me a message and you're talking some bollocks that I don't know what the fuck you're going on about, I'll know that you're not okay. And I'm always going to believe somebody when they tell me. Sorry, I've just got to let the cat back in. I'm always going to believe you if you say that I know your abuser or somebody that abused you. Come on then. Because, you know, abusers, I remember somebody... After the person, I'm back, I hope you can hear me now. I remember somebody saying to me, well, you know, I don't have a problem with them. And then I said, well, you didn't have a problem with them. You know, people that abuse are abusive are often quite charming and charismatic in front of other people. It doesn't mean that they don't abuse. It means that they don't do it in front of you. And, you know, it's the same way that, I don't know, murderers don't murder everybody they know, and it's the same thing for abusers. Somebody posted the statistics for 2019, and they were shocking how many people are killed that were known to their abusers, and it's incredibly high. I don't have them written down in front of me, otherwise I would have given them to you. So if you're out there, and yes, this is Pudding, she's come to, I don't know what it is about this time that she wants to. But if you're there and you're in a bad situation, there is refuges. They are still taking people. They are there to help. But I'm hoping that you're all right. Yeah. So it's weird because it's Easter weekend, and normally we would all be out doing crap, you know, shitloads of things, all random things, and we're not. So think of things to do that you can do at home that are going to feel good for you. Whether that is baking more banana bread, sorting out your hair. I plucked my eyebrows this morning and had a little bit of a pamper, knowing it's Frock Friday, which is quite nice, and did my fingernails as well. They're not massively amazing. They're just still short because obviously myself and Elliot are still practicing our martial art. So it's very hard to hold a bokken or a sword when you have long nails. I'm going to wrap my side this weekend. I know you guys saw me take it off on the first Talking Bollocks, the wrap at the back. And I've got some very, very bright green wrap to go around it, which I think is used for bicycles. So, well, I'll know what they are. I wonder if it's actually slightly, what's it called? Day glow, glow in the dark, but yeah. Stay safe this weekend. Don't be dicks. Yeah, I know it's hard, but it's going to be even harder if we keep going out and people keep doing things. I don't think a lot of you have. I don't think that people are catching it though necessarily because they're going out. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how long it takes to actually get it. So, you know, it's all a bit of an unknown thing, isn't it? On Thursday night, actually, yesterday, because it's Friday, just before the Samurai School Zoom meeting, we had clapping down the road, and it was actually really nice. There was a majority of the houses were out. I would say at least 2/3, and it was just it was just really lovely, and it is emotional, and I hope people keep it going. Actually, should be really nice. Yeah, Pudding looks like she's having a good old lay down now. There she is. Ow. Oh. Not the most unvicious cat, I'm afraid. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. I hope you're up to some interesting things too. Oh, and I am loving my guitar lessons. My fingers are getting nicely callous now. So I'm sort of, you know, when you've just started learning something you're really into and all you want to do is do that thing. Well, that's where I'm at with it. But I'm trying. I did realise that I did it a little bit late last night. I did it at sort of 9:30, and I practiced for about 20 minutes. Just not because I felt like I needed to, just because I was really into it. Yeah, I've also been sorting through some of the camping equipment, because when this is all over, one thing that I'm going to be able to do, obviously, really easily is book camping and go camping, which would be nice. I never thought I'd be into camping, but actually, in a weird way, I actually really enjoyed it. I just got to make sure I'm warm. I think that's the secret, isn't it? Making sure you're warm and making sure you have stuff to drink coffee in the morning. And seeing as I actually have my coffee with Coffee Mate, which doesn't look like it's ever going to go off ever. You know, I think a nuclear bomb could go off and Coffee Mate would survive. It's lovely camping. There was nothing like sitting outside the tent at whatever o'clock, listening to shitloads of birds sing and the sun coming through the trees. And there is a lovely campsite called Kit's Cottage, and they've got a few campsites, but Kit's Cottage has no electric hookups, but you're allowed to have real wood burning fires, which is really, really nice. There's nothing quite like sitting around a wood burning fire. And we had a fire pit last weekend. I had a few little drinky poos. I had a couple of White Russians, and by couple I mean very large White Russians, and a fire pit, but we've burnt all our wood now. So John, Mr. Dowling, I need some more wood. Can I have a wood delivery, please? Hint, hint. No, really would like some, John. So hopefully John will see that, because John gave me my last lot of wood, and actually I think one of them might have been eucalyptus, because it smelled gorgeous when it was being burnt, and it lasted ages, which was amazing. I mean, I don't want to be that dick though that has a fires when it gets nicer, and because we are still a little bit too close to the other houses, so I don't want to be that dick that makes it worse for people to not have their windows open. And at this time of the year, everyone tends to have their windows open, don't they? Well, I will see you at 4:00 tomorrow, my dears. I hope that you're all good, and say I've actually got cat hair in my mouth. Oh, I did want to tell you this, is that it's a bit of a weird thing, but yeah, anyway, but I collect feathers, and on my way home from Sainsbury's today, I managed to pick up my first feather. Pretty sure it's a pigeon feather. I have a box of lots and lots of feathers, and the rules for myself is with the feathers, and I know it's kind of really random, is A, I really like birds, B, I don't buy any of the feathers, so this is feathers that have only been found, and eventually what I want to do is, because I like fans, is I want to make fans, but I think I need a few more feathers from it, and traditionally they did make some fans from feathers. This is probably a pigeon feather, because somewhere nearby there is somebody that has pigeons, and it was on one of their flight paths, so it's the right colouring and the right feel to it as well. I have some lovely swan feathers I picked up a few years ago, but they were a little bit more harrowing to get because the swans were still quite nearby, and no, I didn't get them out of the swans, I got them off the floor. So yeah, so people can give me feathers, but they have to be feathers that they've found. So if anyone lives near any unusual bird flight paths, I'm trying to think of the words that would actually be bird flight paths, then I would always accept gifts of feathers. Anyway, I'm gonna play you out now, and I hope you have a lovely day, guys. And this is my outro as well. Awful Jeans by Wonk Unit, guys.